So intellectual connection. So this is when you're engaging with each other's minds in learning about the world. So there's different ways of doing this. So we have something that we call an internet date. I love our internet dates. It's normally him curating it for me, but sometimes the other way around. Where we literally will pick a topic and just sit side by side, open up a computer or a phone, and you go down a rabbit hole together. Oh, click on that. Oh, open that. Oh, go look up. Oh, wiki this. Wait, what about this? Okay, let's go to YouTube. Okay, open up Spotify. Let's get some music going. Let's, and you just like learn together because the internet's amazing. We were both, of the days of card catalogs and now it's just online. Not everything, obviously, but so much information is there. He will send me articles and I'm really bad at reading articles he'll send me because I like to save them for internet dates. And then we'll like sit down and we'll read an article together or one that he's read before. And then I pause and give my reactions, or I'm like, hey, read this. What do you think? And it's a way to intellectually engage. It's also a way to use all of those like TikToks and YouTube videos and articles that you're reading and sort of throwing out into the void. Like highlight your favorites and share them with your partner. And you get to know what the other person's thinking about.
Yep.
And you get their thoughts and you get to laugh together. And it's a really great bonding experience. And it's free, which is another, people forget that one. Go on an internet date. It's free. I mean, it's not free because you need access to Wi-Fi, but there are places for that. You can go out to a coffee shop and do that sort of thing. So other ideas also in the freebie for you, go to drureet.com and get your own copy of things like...
And read along.
Very good. Things like going to lectures, watching documentaries. I think watching documentaries is a really great way to get something at the right level of engagement. You can do something that's like super intense about like the Holocaust or something super bizarre like, what's the clothing place?
Brandy Melville.
Brandy Melville. And we're like, right, you can go, we watched one about Ashley Madison. You can go trashy or you can go highbrow or somewhere in the middle.
So I'll say that one of the most profound intellectual experiences that we've had in the recent past that we've kept coming back to is nature documentaries, right?
We watched this documentary. It's on Netflix. Yeah,
that's the name of the movie.
Life on Our Planet.
I forgot that part.
Yeah. So on Netflix, Life on Our Planet. So we learned that the predominant life on the planet was moss for 40 million years. WTF? What's going on? We'll walk by, we'll go, we were in a garden, we're walking in a garden, and we'll just stop at the moss. And we're like, you are our ancestors. Like moss is, what is moss? Once it rained for 100,000 years. For 90% of the Earth's history, there was no ice. There was no snow because it was never cold enough. It's just all mind-blowing. All of it is mind-blowing. And so we watch it, we talked about it.
So we both had that experience, right? We both had this experience.
And then it became emotional.
Of the profound weirdness of nature, of history, of time. And sharing that together made us feel closely connected to each other.
Yes. And now we'll just, be somewhere and driving and it'd be like moss.
Yep.
And it's just code word for the thing that we cannot fathom.
Yep.
Yes. My biggest flaw as a wife is that I don't read or watch all the things that Paul does.
Because you don't have enough free time.
Time is a really big one. But what will happen is he'll read a book or watch a movie and have an intense reaction and be like, I want to talk about this with you. And I'm like, tell me about it. And he will. But it's not the same as when we both watch something together and then really talk it through.
And sometimes I think this is a little unsatisfying for you. But sometimes I just want you to have had the experience with me. Like,
yes.
I love talking about art. I love thinking about art. And I find that, I get a much more sophisticated understanding of my thoughts or my responses by talking about it with you. But sometimes what I just want is for you to have had the same experience that I did.
Yes.
And that is positive in itself.
Yes. Yes. I would agree with that. I mean, to be honest, we're good at all of these because we've been practicing these and we're making a conscious effort.
As someone ethnically Irish, that statement makes me uncomfortable.
Yes. Would you like to modify it the Irish way? Or you're not bad at them?
We do okay.
We do okay. Things I'm still learning about white culture.
You know that one.
No, I didn't. That was my guess.
Oh, exactly how to express it.
Yeah.
Sure, but you could have predicted that that was too much for me. Too much positive.
I should have been able to predict, but I actually don't know that I did at that moment in time.
Okay. We are learning.
Yeah. But I will work on that one. Thank you for the feedback.
Oh, keep being positive.
No, I will be positive, but I will pause and let you have an emotional reaction to my positivity.
Well, just as long as it doesn't show up on camera and ruin the illusion.
That's okay. This can show up on camera. It's fine. Like he went to see Dune Part 2 in the theaters, and then this weekend we watched it together.
At home.
And, you know, it was cool to be like, for him to say, okay, I love this part, and we're going to feel it together.
And it was also cool that it's a book we both read.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So
And it's also, Paul and Paul. And also what we did afterwards was go on YouTube and watch people dissecting it and adding the analytical piece after also, and the emotional piece. We had fun. I enjoyed it. Sorry.
That sounded kind of tepid.
No, the tepidness is I understand that the directors made a choice for Paul to be a more emotional journey character. But one of the things I loved about him in the book was hearing his strategy. He was so strategic and emotional. And I wish there would have been a way to get how smart the character is and how he's calculating in a way that is not manipulative, but is strategic. And that to me is part of what makes him remarkable. And that was missing for me.
And I think we've talked about this before. Reed has heard my objection, but I will say that part of the reason I think that our relationship works so well is Rita's very psychologically minded, even though she wasn't a psychology major as an undergraduate. So she has
history and philosophy.
She has years of professional training that she brings to this. But I will say that, to toot my own horn a little bit, which just sounds weird,
to say something positive about yourself after spending 22 years with someone who is constantly rattling off positive things about you.
I majored in English literature. I have a master's degree in English literature, and
your doctoral coursework in English literature.
One of the things that I like about books, one of the things that I like about novels, is they are an excellent way to get into another person's head. And of course, it's a facsimile of another person's head, but it's pretty close. And so what you were just saying about Paul, I think that is natural. I think you are not going to get as sophisticated a model of what it's like to think like another person from a movie, because inner dialogue, and that's not true of everyone, right? The interior of everyone's head is different.
Graphic novels are a mixture of images and words. Why are we not having a mixture of movies and books where you have images that you watch with footnotes or text that supplements it? You watch the movie and then either there's running subtitles of their inner thoughts, or you stop and it feels like technology should be able to do that.
Or artists should be able to.
Or artists. Some artists out there, make a mock-up for us, please. Put it in the comments. I'm going to be, from my perspective, just so you guys know, one of the things that's so fun for me about this is I love to talk, but I like conversations. As one of my patients says, glutton for conversation. And so I love being interrupted. I love the flow of dialogue. And I totally forgot what I was going with this. Any guesses?
And artistry, making art with movies and subtitles and
the dialogue, the creation of art. My brain was, I had an aphasia moment where I pictured it. Oh, I remember. Okay.
Excellent.
So I know that it can be sometimes intimidating to post things in the comments, especially, okay, so internet trolls, they have no problems posting. I feel the worst about humanity when I read internet trolls. It just feels like they must be so unhappy.
Although they do still have problems expressing themselves, right? Because if you're trolling, you're never expressing your actual thoughts or feelings.
Absolutely. Absolutely. In fact, I spend a lot of time thinking about, too much time, what resources do I want to give these poor, sad trollers to hate themselves less? But for the rest of us, it can be a little bit scary to post a comment. What will people say? But because I like dialogue, I'm going to forget to tell you to post and comment because I'm just going to want it automatically. So I want to hear your thoughts. You know, if you disagree with something I say, you think it's crazy, you think it's great, you want to add to it, you ask a question, you know, post it. I want us to all have a chance to talk about these things together. So comment, tell me things,
One of the best
message.
things you can do for this enterprise is make us both feel like we're not just talking to ourselves.